I'm Dr. Sean Marie Higgins, and this is another episode of Spirit Call Out. In case you're listening for the first time, the mission of this podcast is to connect spirits who are coming forward to me in order to find their living in body loved ones. I'm a spiritual medium as well as an osteopathic physician. And normally I have living human beings coming to me to be healed with osteopathy and or to have mediumship sessions in order to reach their loved ones who have deceased or crossed over. However, the opposite is also happening to me where I'm having deceased or crossed over loved ones approach me in order to reach their human living in body. And sometimes these crossed over beings are animals, sometimes they're human, sometimes they're other beings. And we'll get to each one as we do the call outs specifically. I want to take the scary out of spirit. I want you to know that all of the messages that are coming through, the overriding message of your loved one, if it is your call out, if it is for you, the overriding message is that the spirit is with you. They see you, they are supporting you, they are with you in all of your life events, and they offer a sense of peace and relief, lifting of burden, gratitude, and just your knowing and believing that they are still with you actually sends moments of healing through your body as one is consciously aware that their deceased loved ones are still alive, just in a different form, a spiritual form. This is evidence to the living human that the afterlife exists. And not only that, but their deceased loved ones still exist and still love them. This awareness sets off a release of positive neurotransmitters in the brain that beget a cascade of healing biochemical reactions in the body, such as anti-inflammatory reactions and boosting the immune system. So communicating with spirit is not only emotionally healing, it is physically and biologically healing. So let's go with today's call out, which is actually a dog. This dog came to me the morning of February 17th, 2025. This is a black and brown dog with floppy ears. It was not a purebred dog. It was a mix. And I'll say it is a mix because the dog is still alive in spirit form. I saw this adorable face of this dog emerge into my left lower visual field. It was emerging initially from within other visuals and scenes of rubble and chaos that I was experiencing simultaneously. It was emerging through either smoke or rubble or dust from rubble or fire. Now, this dog's coloring is dark or black, dark brown and black, gradient kind of patterning into lighter browns or tan. It was not spotted, but it was several different colors of brown, and it would gradient into different colors in a symmetrical pattern, but it was not spotted. I would say this is a medium-sized dog, not small, but not like huge, like a Great Dane either. The ears were flopped over, not pointed like a German Shepherd's, but flopped over, but not super long like a hound dog's would be. So this dog appeared as an emerging face out of chaos. The first thing I saw and heard was chaos and gray smoke or dust, and a lot of people running and searching amongst a lot of rubble and dust that was either smoke or dust from a fire or an earthquake and rubble of buildings falling. I didn't see fire. I just saw smoke or dust or something coming up in the air and a lot of background noise and chaos, talking, chatter, and searching. And from the lower left visual field, from all of that chaos and foggy, sort of smoky environment, I saw the very clear image of this dog's face, and I'm going to show it to you in just a moment. In fact, this dog's face emerged so clearly and distinctly and flawless and not covered in smoke or even obscured by the smoky environment that I almost thought it was two separate communications happening at once because they were so different. One was very smoky and cloudy, the other clear. It almost looked like a sticker was stuck onto the visual of the cloudy, smoky environment that I was seeing. And it was when I began drawing this dog that more information filled in the communication and what was happening and why I was seeing things the way I was seeing. There was a reason why I was seeing clarity amongst smoky, chaotic rubble. And this became clear as I drew the dog. And I'm going to show you the dog in a drawing right now. And then let me get that up and then we'll go on with the reading. So this is the adorable little face of the dog. And I know that it is a sketch. It's a rough sketch. However, while I'm drawing this sketch, I'm getting a lot of information. So it's got to be a quick sketch that just gets the overall gist of the shape and quality of the facial proportions of the dog. And as you can see, the ears are flopped over, but they're not super long. The dog's face is so cute. There was something about the forehead transitioning into the snout that was just so adorable and cute and very happy looking, not looking at me directly. This is exactly the way I saw the dog's face, kind of looking obliquely or to the side, kind of like a profile, but like a third quarter profile, kind of past me. It just showing and emerging from the smoky environment. Now you can see that this is just a portion of a piece of paper onto which I had written and sketched very quickly as information was coming like crazy. I just picked the color brown for the sketch because that was the color of the dog. And I didn't even have all of the different colors of brown that this dog is. And so I was writing, drawing all kinds of rubble, chaos, words, and information that the dog was giving me. So the reason for the contrast of the very clear, crisp, very distinct details that I saw of the dog's face, superimposed or emerging from within the very smoky, foggy, unclear background chaos of rubble, dust, and smoke. The reason for that is because the dog was communicating to me the clarity with which it can actually exist in at this time. The dog is now existing in a very clear, beautiful, peaceful state that is no longer anything to do with that chaos. Now, this dog came through the rubble in order to come through the smoke to be with the human companions. And I got the sense of the meaning of this. Nothing can stop my love for you. I broke through the smoke. I broke through the rebel. I broke through the crumble and the rumble and the chaos. I emerged through it all. And it was interesting because the dog's face was relaying that information to me telepathically and also showing it to me as a very stark contrast between its presence in that environment, however, completely unaffected by the smoke around it. So I feel as though this dog had passed away in a natural disaster, such as an earthquake, a building collapsing, or a fire, and it was emerging through the smoke, through the rubble, appearing to its human companions. This dog is now in a very lovely place of happiness, peace, joy, and is with you, very clearly with you. If you have never found your animal, if this animal was lost, in a fire or an earthquake or rubble or some sort of natural disaster, know that this animal has found you and it doesn't matter anymore. Or perhaps this whole scenario is validating for the human companions because you may have found your animal in the rubble. And so this animal now in spirit form coming through the rubble is an identifying factor for you so that you will know that this is your animal. But there's something about the way I drew the face that will also be identifying. The color patterns were very specific. So this dog is wanting to reassure the human companions the clarity of the emergence of the dog that was being shown to me is a symbol of the strength and ability of this spirit to no longer be affected by whatever physical devastation had ended its life. Nothing could stop my love for you, says the dog. This dog is wanting to reassure the human companion that he or she is okay in the spirit world and with you now. All is well, be at rest. This dog is in a very peaceful place, very happy and with you, emerging through it all with you. I did not get a name for this dog. However, when I do revisit these another time, if someone reaches out because of the call out, I will revisit it again to get more information because time is not linear. Time is a spiral. So when I revisit the memory of the spiritual contact that I had, I get brought back to it as if no time had elapsed. And the communication, the line of communication, the bridge is reestablished again as if no time at all had elapsed between the original contact. So let me know for sure if this is your call out. I do wish you peace and joy, and thank you for listening.